Welcome back to the channel, and in this video we're going to take a look at our brand new project, a 1990s Shakespeare speedboat. Okay, so what have we actually got here then? Well, it's a 1990s Shakespeare Summersport version 3. Now, we picked this boat up from a guy in the southwest of England, and it hasn't been on the water for about 2 years. So it's a complete new project. A lot of work to be done on it, but these Shakespeare boats now are getting rarer and rarer, and they've got quite an interesting history. The classic English Shakespeare speedboats are named after their designer, which is William Shakespeare, not the famous writer, a different William Shakespeare, Bill as he was known. Bill raced powerboats from about 1960 to 1971 when he was tragically killed on Lake Windermere whilst practicing for the Windermere Grand Prix. The year before, he set a world record of 104 miles per hour, which is about 60 knots. Early in his career, he set up his own firm with his own boatyard, building the speedboats and that. Unfortunately, the company didn't do very well without his direction. It went through a number of different ownerships after he died, and what with an oil crisis, eventually in 1978, the firm folded, and that was the end of that. What happened after 1978 is unclear, but doing some research, the Shakespeare Company must have been resurrected, since many boats were built in the 1980s. Later in 1990, a circuit racer called Francis Whitley, he asked the designer, Lorne Campbell, to design new boats for Shakespeare Company. However, a company in Essex, here in the UK, called Wave Rider, they continue building the old Shakespeare models, such as the Mustang, the Magna and the Summersport, this boat. Tragically, they lost all the Wave Rider moulds in a fire in 1997, so that was the end of the Shakespeare Wave Rider. So anyway, I hope that bit of history was interesting to you, lets you know a little bit about these boats and how they came about. So what we're going to do now, I think, is have a little tour around the boat and around the outboard and the trailer, and see what sort of project we've got in line. So let's start with the obvious, and that's the trailer. It came with a trailer, that's how we got it here, so that's excellent. It's the proper one for the boat as well. And it's got this lovely nice new winch on here, that's really good. It does have the same problem that we keep coming up against, and that is balance, so we put a weight on there just to balance it out a bit, but that's to do mainly with the engine, which we'll have a look at in a minute. It's quite a very heavy outboard on there. So we've got the original railings here, which are pretty sturdy, they're on nice, and nice bit of foam here, which I guess this is probably for someone to lie out in the sun and enjoy it. But it looks like over time there's been a cat or something has been lying out there and sharpening its claws on that. So this trailer, its tyres are pretty good on it, and we've got rollers on there, so there's no bunkers, just rollers, so that's makes it a lot easier getting it on and off, and absolutely fine for storage. It's got a new jockey wheel on there as well. I think the actual clamp has been around a little while, but certainly looks like the jockey wheel itself is not too old. It has that problem which we had with the Mainland, and that's at this hits the frame there, but if we undo the clamp and lift that up, down, it's okay, it will do for now. But as this is bolted on, I don't know, I might be able to do something with it. I might just leave it as it is, it's no big deal. So moving on around the boat here, one of the big issues with the actual boat is our good old spider cracks. The boat is absolutely peppered in them. They are everywhere. The gel coat has been, you know, pretty severely compromised. I'll get out of the way there so my shadow's not covering it up. But as you saw in the Mayland video, we can deal with that. It's going to be time consuming, but it's all right. It's well within my remit, so I'm not too worried about that. So let's get around the other side. So moving on to this windscreen, as always, considering this was built 20-30 years ago, these windscreens never really last that long. It's quite thin perspex. We'll probably get that changed. I've noticed that what some people do with these is they just get rid of the screen and then they put a metal frame around there. I don't like that, you know, I can understand cost-wise and all that, but I think we should try and keep it as original as possible. So this will definitely be a job that we're going to do. It needs fixing there anyway. So, and again, as we look down here, spider cracks, absolutely massive. I don't think the boat's been stressed in any way. It's just an age thing, but yeah, that's all got to be done. So I'm sort of looking forward to it and sort of not, but hey, what can you do? Anyway, going down the boat here, we got the rubber strip, which is you know, really good. That's in quite good condition. May have to remove it, may not, we'll see. Rather not remove it, I'd rather paint round it. So we'll see how we get on with that. Coming down here, there has been a repair on the hull there. That's definitely going to be looked at and check that that's not worse than it looks. I think it's probably going to be okay, certainly bearing in mind the fact that we're going to have to repaint the entire boat. It's not really a big deal just to go over the areas like that and clean them up. So let's get round the back here. This is where all the action is. This is a Johnson 65. It might not look like it, and it's been resprayed over time, but it's a Johnson 65 brake horsepower. We have absolutely no history, nothing at all about it. It's just come along on the boat. It weighs a ridiculous amount, well over 200 pounds, and that's well over 100 kilos. And it is a significant amount of weight. Now, it's a 65, and these boats are known to take from about 50 up to about 110. In fact, I think some people have got about 130, 140 brake on them. So this transom, you know, they are really, really strong and they are well built. So should be no problem. This is on the lower end of the power for a boat like this. And of course, these were very much designed for water skiing, pulling people along on those. Apparently it's got a slightly unusual hull at the back here. It slopes down. Apparently that is slightly unusual. I don't know why, but it's a few things I've read. So anyway, yeah. So this engine, looking forward to playing with it. Apparently it did run a couple of weeks ago. It has been a runner and it upset the neighbours at the previous owner's place. So look out for a video. I'll be doing a video dedicated to that engine, purely will it run, and I've got my fingers crossed it will. It's a 3-cylinder, so hopefully we'll get that up and running. And coming over here, we've got the ladder, which is specific to the Summersport, and that's a nice little to have, I guess. End up falling in, I want somewhere getting back in the boat, so that's going to be helpful, but that's all original. All right, well, as you can see, we're now in the boat, and the first thing to note is that the floor is done. All this floor was done less than a year ago. It was all dug out and all the old floors destroyed, and the new floor has been put in, and it's really good. I am going to cover it up. I'm going to actually put in a lot of new carpet, and I'm going to carpet the floor, definitely. It looks nicer, probably not so good in the wet weather and everything, but that's what I'm going to do. So looking along here, as we can see, got the original rails and that, but as expected, all this, well, I suppose it's vinyl, is showing its age, well worn out, but that's fine. Again, we can do all of this. Probably try and keep it original again, but I don't know, maybe we can modernise it. Back seat, again, seen better days, quite worn out. We've got a decent fuel tank here as well, so we can add that to the collection. And it came with a couple of fenders, quite nice quality. There's plenty of life left in those. So moving on to the front now. So we've got these two front seats, brand new apparently. They haven't been in any other boat, so again, that's another job. And I think because of their colour, I probably want to keep the colour scheme the same. So I'm probably not going to change the interior boat to some crazy colour. I think maybe just keep it grey and blue, keep the theme going there. Got the controls here, command centre. The exterior of this actually looks quite well worn out. So I'm going to take it apart, give it a good service and a check-up, and clean up all the outside as well, get it sprayed. Could possibly get it powder coated. I'll look into that. But they're all there and they work, and we've got the key, and it works really well. It's good. Looking around the front here, dials probably don't work. I don't think they're hooked up, but we can try, we can see. Looking down here, certainly cables hanging down. I very much doubt that they are connected. Decent steering wheel, probably not the original, and again, no hooter. I don't think I've ever found a boat's got one. It's a shame, I'd like that. But steering's all connected up. So that's all good. Speakers down here, and you can see this one's been modified so that the throttle handle can come down properly, full wax. So someone's been having some real fun looking at the wear and tear on that vinyl, and well, who could blame them? I know I will do. As soon as we get this boat up and running, I'm going to be out there full throttle enjoying myself. I got this little cubby hole here. I think that's probably just for storing things. And a rear view mirror. I think originally the rear view mirror would have sat up on here. It's been moved down there, but that's no big deal at all. Somewhere I've got to put a stereo in here. We can't not have a stereo, so I'm going to have new speakers and a stereo. Fit one in around wherever it's supposed to go. Okay, well, that was a brief, quick tour of the Shakespeare Summersport that we've just picked up here. A brand new project. I hope you enjoy the boat as much as I do. I think lots of nice plans for it, and really look forward to the day when we get to take this out on the water and open it up. 65 brakes okay on it. I think nothing to be scoffed at. I know the boat can take more, but you know, I'm learning at the moment, so I'm quite happy to take it easy, step by step. So in the next episode, we're going to give this boat a good clean. I think that's the first thing. Just jet wash it down. Let's see what's actually underneath a lot of this dirt. But there's no two ways about it. A lot of work to do on here. Whole respray, all those spider cracks. Interior is going to have to be redone. New carpet, new vinyl, and well, almost everything. But I'm quite up for it. Very excited about this project. Need to get the mainland finished really before we get teeth into this one, but that one's not far off. The mainland will be on the water within the next couple of weeks, I'm sure of that, but no reason why we can't get started on this one. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, hope you enjoyed the history, and hope you're excited about seeing this boat develop from this to getting on the water. Join me in the next episode, and well, I'll see you there. And don't forget to subscribe. Thanks to all the subscribers. I'll see you on the next one.